Okay, so this is a huge project, and we just got funded for another 3 years, so that's why I just put everyone there as a co-author. And I'm just gonna give like a general introduction here. So can I just, yeah. So the idea here is during the Neoproterozoic transition from Rodinia to Gondwana, you are breaking up Rodinia, and the pieces are just floating and then meeting Gondwana in the other side. And we were wondering if this has some sort of effect on the basins, the sedimentary basins that are developing, like in two different scenarios, like the basins that develop on the margins of Laurentia are open to the global sea, while the basins of Gondwana are becoming increasingly restricted. And we do have the first fossils of complex life forms in all of those basins, and how that could affect like the biogeochemical conditions, especially oxygen and nutrients in those basins. So just put here the classic Hoffman reconstruction of this transition, and we have here somewhat more recent one that it's basically the same thing, like this fan-like opening of Rodinia, and then the pieces are meeting together on the other side. So what we're doing is we're studying those basins, applying all kinds of proxies along with geochronological data, and trying to understand what happened. And we published this last year in scientific reports. And this was on a basin that's just in the middle of Gondwana, like right at the core. It's called the Bambuí Basin. And there was interesting results there. We got life forms like Claudina and other small shelly fossils that are abundant like in the lower part of the basin, but then they just disappear in the upper part. And we just realized that this coincides with pretty much all of the proxies going crazy, like carbon isotope and strontium isotopes. They become decoupled from the global seawater curves, so indicating that probably have strong basin restriction here. So what we think is like basin restriction is driving anoxia, and maybe it could drive as well some kind of eutrophication process, because you're just putting too much nutrients in the basin, so you develop algal blooms and stuff like that. Okay, so we have a progressive restrictions of the intercratonic basins of Gondwana, and this causes decoupling of the isotope ratios from the global seawater curve. Anoxia develops. We have a 5-fold increase in nutrient availability, and we're trying to track that with all kinds of trace metals. Complex life disappears, so we don't have any more like supposed to be developing here the typical Ediacaran Cambrian ecosystems, but we can't see anything. So, and we have some kind of isotope proxies like neodymium and strontium that indicates the erosion of the mountain belts that are surrounding this basin. So what we think here is that mountains are like, they could provide good conditions for life development, like erosion of mountains could provide nutrients and stuff like that. But if you restrict too much the basin, then it's kind of like a Goldilocks effect here. Like you're just putting too much nutrients in the basin, and you drive eutrophication and anoxia. Okay. So that was it, and we're present in various social media and stuff like that. So if you want to follow, that's it.
Thank you very much. Do we have a question?
I'm Fabricio. That's fantastic. I love that. I love this study. All I guess is more of a comment. I just point out, I guess, that I think it's really informative where the great Ediacaran fossil deposits are, of course, are areas which are facing the global ocean at this time, as you point out. I would just pray, please do use some of the more recent reconstructions of the Earth through this time. They're getting much better.
Okay.
But it's great stuff.
Thank you.
Was it?
Okay. So we are moving on.